What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to more trades. Okay, so if you remember a few days ago, I said in my live, and I also said it in another video, Ethereum showing some potential, and we were somewhere around here. I was saying the Ethereum on the daily time frame, Ethereum is having hidden bullish divergence when we put the RSI on there and look at the line chart. And if you want to look at it in detail, you could see it in my other video. I was talking about higher lows on the price action, and we had lower lows on the RSI, and we hadn't pumped yet, and this was a day earlier on Ethereum I was talking about. However, before I get into it, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to be looking at Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, Litecoin, Quant, the DXY, possibly the Nasdaq, Dow Jones, and the S&P 500 and the VIX. So this is going to be a quick video. Ethereum was somewhere around here on the hourly. We were somewhere around here, the 15th of June. Now let's go back to the video that was posted. I was here and I was saying this. Listen to this carefully. Higher lows in price action, while you have lower lows on higher lows in price action and lower lows in RSI. So I was looking at the daily chart. And probably I wasn't on the 10th of March. I don't know, where was I looking? I was looking at this over here. There you go, 10th of March. You can see Ethereum putting higher lows on price, lower lows on RSI compared to this point. Now, this video was posted 4 days ago about saying Bitcoin be ready now, and I was talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. However, the video of Ethereum showing some potential was a day before that, possibly. Now, if I go to the line chart, it might be clear. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is what you need to look for, even on smaller time frame. However, it carries more weight on bigger time frame. So that tells me that Ethereum is my next candidate for a possible bounce. Look at that. Next candidate for a possible bounce. I said that. Now you have that. You can see clearly price higher lows, and this could give you a reversal. You could have Ethereum reversing to the target that I was talking about, reversing a bit strongly, and you see price come up. Look what I'm saying. Price could come up. And then price even breaks the high probably over here. And the RSI also comes up. So I just wanted to highlight that. And if you want to see the detail of that, you could watch the live again, or even watch the short Ethereum video of my next possible targets. However, I will give you some of those targets. At the moment, my next potential target, if we can break the 1774, was the 1785. That's my next target. It seems we had a bullish stopping candle. This looks like we're going to go up. As I speak, you saw that move. We might have a run up, eat the liquidity above that, possibly tag the 1785, or even go back to the value area low. That would be a nice point to short. I do expect one more foot down, or one more leg down. I mean, we didn't make a higher high. We made higher lows, but we didn't break this high yet. And I was telling you that we will recover this insufficiency on most of the coins I looked at. Look at this candle. This candle is also a potential. Look what we did here. And it repeats over here, over here. Over here, we haven't done it yet. We did it over here immediately. Now we might come up as high as this. It's very possible. My next trade entry would be a short entry, in my opinion, is the next wisest thing to do. The levels are the same. I haven't posted anything because my levels remain the same. I watch for the same things, watch for reactions. I was watching the 1666 for a bearish reaction to enter short. Didn't get any bearish reaction. This would be a fake out. If you entered, you would come here and you would get stopped out, only to come back down again, then pump out. But this move up, though it looks quite impulsive, but it's very three-wave-ish. 1, 2, 3, and then you have 1, 2, 3, and then you have a 1, 2, 3. So it's just 3, 3, 3. It's a corrective move. It's not an impulse. It could go higher, but it's a corrective move. And if you take the measured move for it, you can see it hit the 1.618 almost perfectly. From the low to the high, you can see that's the high of B. We started A down here, came up in a B, and now came down. I mean, the B, the low of the B is here, and the C, oh, it wasn't 1.618. It was here when I was looking at it earlier. We overextended. So this was the wave 3, the C wave, or the wave, if you want to count it as a 5-wave move with 3 waves in it. And then we had a retrace in the third wave. If we say it's the third wave from down here to this spike over here. You came down, you didn't even hit the 0.236. I don't like that. I mean, you came down here and hit the 0.618. This would be a point where you'd think of a bounce. The golden pocket, look at that, almost perfect. If I align this nicely that way, you could see, you could have taken this trade for a bounce. Now, this could be a scalp long, might not last long. We might have some more catalysts during the week because we have some Fed members speaking. We have Jerome Powell speaking this week on Wednesday. Tuesday, we have some other federal member. Do we have anyone? Tuesday? No, the New York markets are closed. Member Williams speaks, not much of a market mover, but on the 21st, Wednesday, Fed Chair Powell testifies. So that should be interesting. Now with my next support for Ethereum, if it comes down, I'll be looking at 1666 for support, but I do expect a lower low. I might be wrong. I've been saying it from when we were at the highs. I was saying at 1914, 1666. We came to 1666. I was talking about this for weeks. What do you do at 1666? It's supposed to be a take profit and maybe a long entry. You could have done that and hope to ride it to one of these resistances. Then you take profit somewhere here. You decide where. You would expect a good reaction at the value area low. Anyways, now back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been doing interesting moves. We came up. This is on the hourly. Came to the VWAP. Didn't get a strong reaction, a bearish reaction. And you could say we could complete this move down. Done deal from 31K all the way down. You could say this was a 1. This could be a 2. And then we came down with 1, 2, 3 to complete a third wave and a 3, 4, 5. And that third is complete. Then you had a 4. And then you came down to 5. It's all possible, but it looks very corrective to me. So it should be maybe an A having 3 waves, A, B, and a C. That is one wave. And then you have this connector or a B wave. And then you have a C coming down. Now, if you want an extension, a Fibonacci extension, I think it could take you down to the 23.9, 23.8. I remember looking at it way back. Okay. Now, if this was the beginning of that, and sorry, it should have ended here. And it should have bounced all the way to this peak. You could go as low as 23.124. Golden pocket of this move for the third wave or wave C, golden pocket was almost, it was hit and a bit more than that. But next zone, if we come down, is 24.266 and 23.124. However, wave C can go much lower to 19.826. Now, bounce zones for Bitcoin. We are bumping it ahead on that green trend line that we have from this 2 wicks. Look at these 2 wicks. I mean, this wick over here, if I try to align it, you can see. And if I let's try to change it and bring it to this wick over here. We are above it. But actually, my line was like this, and I must have drawn it on the 4-hourly chart, maybe. Let's look at the 4-hourly. Maybe there I have 2 candle touches or something. I don't know. Anyways, I had it on this wick. Maybe it was extended like this. No. This line, however, is getting some reactions on it. You can see we are getting reactions there. So that's something I'll be watching. I think I took it from the 10th of March low. And looking at it, 10th of March low. Is it 10th of March? Yeah, 10th of March low. And I just extended the line. I'm not sure to what. Maybe I'm not really sure, guys. But, however, it's getting a reaction. I'm going to leave it at the chart. On the chart, I'll just leave it as it is. We came all the way to the value area high of this entire down range that we have over here since 2022 June. And we came and tapped the value area high, and you see we got a reaction. 2 days, you had a first day to react. Second day, you had even a third day that told you, yeah, we might be going higher. So you are there at the moment. I was expecting when we broke this to possibly come down to the POC, because that's only logical that if you lose a value area high or you get above a value area low, you go to the POC. But okay, levels. Value area low of May 2022 range is here, 27,130, POC 28,022, and then you have value area high 29,219. Sorry, that's not May 2022. This is the range, the upper range. That is from March 17th till today. Then these levels over here, look at them when we get there. But at the moment, looking at this move, it could be a 3-wave move, it could be a 5, it could be a corrective move. It looks very corrective, but we could say we had a first wave, a pullback, and a third wave. And then you had some sort of a flat or pullback over here, an ABC, and then you're having a third leg. So I can project what do I expect, what could happen if this is one leg. And I say this here, the small part is too small for it, but is a connector, and we're having a third leg down. Again, golden pocket hit. I'm repeating myself, same thing, 23,187. So yeah, just be aware for Bitcoin. Just keep an eye on it. Nasdaq was doing crazy moves last week. We had a crazy pump, but the past 2 days we're pulling back ever so slightly. But that's expected from Nasdaq. It had a crazy pump. Look at the daily. We didn't even touch the 50 EMA again. On the hourly, we're possibly squeezing ourselves on it. We're losing the 50. And this point over here, this is the point where I would think of shorting. You have the 5 and 13 crossing, and you have a red candle. Then I short. Then now we're breaking down. We need to break below 15,044 to say that we might come down as low as 14,925. And if you just pull a fib retracement, just a quick fib, and look for the 0.618 and say, okay, my 0.618, you see these were all driven by AI stocks. 0.618 comes to 15,028. So, and then the 0.786 is 14,985. So yeah, this was all driven by tech, in my opinion. Nothing else is happening other than that, and that's what's been holding the markets up. But it's very possible to come down, like how in crypto we come down, and here we could come down if you look. But it takes maybe less time or more time. Sorry, but we do have a lot of vectors here to recover. We could come at least recover this vector down at 15,000. Now for the Nasdaq. If we come higher in the Nasdaq, the next logical level will just be this zone. I mean, we came to the previous high of March 2022. Next zone is to recover this entire red candle up to 15,651. If we come that high, then we are essentially going to be hitting the 0.786 or the 0.618. Let's go down. Yeah, this where is it? This high is just above the 0.786. So I would expect that if we come high, but we're looking fine on the dailies, like a 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. I mean, you could count it either way. That's on the weekly. On the daily, same thing. On the hourly, we're losing the 50 EMA. On the 15-minute, it will look worse. I mean, we broke the 50 and we're coming down, possibly to the 800 at 14,842. Now, going back to the ES Mini, the SPY. The SPY didn't do as great, I believe. We had a big red day. We might retrace to the 50. This is on the 4-hourly. That is at 4395. The cloud starts at 4418. So if the SPY continues higher, can we come all the way up here to recover this wick? There's no wick over here. We have a wick, yeah. We could come all the way up here, 4631. That would be the next zone. You should be watching for the SPY. But remember, on the SPY, I've been talking for months now and saying the head and shoulders breakout pattern could take us to 4,300, and it has happened. Even at times, it didn't look like it will happen. Well, this high over here will take us just above the 0.786, just like the Nasdaq. But the 4,300, we broke it. And I was talking about, I forgot which head and shoulders. We had a pattern here. Unfortunately, I didn't keep it on the chart, but you could watch my past videos. The Dow Jones would be crazier than the Nasdaq. We're still in a head and shoulders, and We haven't broken out. Could the Dow Jones act a bit later? Or is the Dow Jones showing us the true move? What's really happening? And now all the markets are going to pull back because the Dow Jones isn't showing me as much strength as the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. Yeah, we didn't pump up. And if the Dow Jones wants to go as high as the S&P or the Nasdaq and go to just above the 0.786 from the last all-time high to the low, it would take me somewhere around this wick at around 35,530. There, 35,537. The VIX is in limbo. The VIX shows, okay, when the VIX is very low, it's usually telling you the markets are peaking and we're about to get a bounce in the VIX and a dump in the markets. But the VIX just keeps breaking the lows. Every low it makes, we think, okay, this is the low. We compare it to November 2021. We compare it to July 20 or June 2021. We compare it to these or March 2021 or March 2020, but we're not getting that big dump in the markets. And at the moment, it's at the lows. It's possibly Feb 2020, just before the COVID dump. Because what happens is once the VIX starts bouncing, that's when the market starts dumping. When the VIX is extended to the downside, it's telling you that the markets are extended to the upside. So Bollinger Bands on the VIX, it looks like we still have more room to the downside. We still, even though we had this pull to the upside, we didn't get a curve on the VIX. Ethereum, spoke about it. Solana, for the Solana army. Okay, Solana came to the low and we've got a bounce. This is good. We need this lower band start curving upwards. This is on the daily. Solana on the daily, and next point of resistance would naturally be the mid of the Bollinger Band of the daily, 17.7. But my 18,343, you know my targets. Get above that, then it's 27.50. Get above that is 22,859. Simple targets. POC over here is at around 23.3, and we are below the value area low, 20.75. This isn't good for Solana. Now, if I take away the Bollinger Band and just look at the fixed range volume profile, let me pull a bigger one to just see maybe we have some support or immediate resistance somewhere. We came down. Look at that. Remember this target? I had this for a while. We came down to the POC. Wicked below it. This candle came as low as 12.6. And then we bounced. Now, I believe my target on the chart is 12.3. Let me see. Do I have that somewhere? Yeah, 12.3. There you go. Okay. We came as low as 12.6. So I missed it by 30 cents. It's not bad. It was here, 12.3. Okay. We came down. If you had this target, you would know that this is the probable zone. I gave you these targets in advance. You could mark them out on your chart. I don't think so anyone gives targets for free like I do. My next zone of interest is $8 to $9 zone. And if we lose that, then it's $5 to $7 zone. And if you lose this level, the POC, and you start breaking lower, value area low precedes it at 10.9. But once you get down there, I think you're becoming lower. But yeah, you bounced off the POC. And let's see if we got any chances, clear indicators that we are bouncing. Maybe retest and a test. I mean, the candle's hitting once or twice at that zone. Let's go and see if we had any chances. We barely had a chance. I mean, we had first candle wicked. Second candle showed like we're going to break down. Third gave you sort of an indecision. Then you get the green candle, and possibly it was above the 50 EMA. No, we weren't. But if you look at the 15, maybe we were over here. We were still, but we got above the 50 over here. Now, those are the targets to the upside, to the downside for Solana. Now, Litecoin and Quant. I'll show you my targets for Quant. And I'll give you my targets for Litecoin as well. This is Litecoin. Could we get a $24 Litecoin? How is that possible? I'll show you how is it possible to get a really cheap Litecoin. This is, sorry, this is what month? Feb 2023. Let's take it from this peak that we made here. From up here to down here, that's one wave, and the bounce was a second wave, and now we might be having a third wave that could take you to the 1-to-1, 62.84, or $37. And if you even want to look at it from this wave is divided into several waves. So you had a 1, a 2, and you might have a 3 coming down. The 3 is already coming down. Maybe at the moment it's just getting a pullback to continue lower. But the possibility is 57.6 for Litecoin. It's very possible. So you just need to be open-minded. And if you take a Fibonacci extension and let's look, where can the 0.618 take us from the lows to the highs? You could see some scary targets that Litecoin could come to and still remain bullish. Litecoin can come all the way down to 59.9 and still remain bullish. And if it breaks that, then you'd be looking for this from this low. You would say Litecoin can come all the way to 54 and still remain bullish. So just be aware of that. To the upside, you have the 800 EMA acting as resistance. I believe Ethereum and Bitcoin are suffering as well, who suffered at the 800. On the 4 hourly, you'll see the 200 EMA coming lower, and that will be your resistance. Now, if I go to Quant and just look at it in a candle pattern, look at this big red candle on the daily, and this is like a follow-through candle. I would expect one more follow-through. Will we get it today? That's a question, but we recovered most of this big insufficiency. That's what I talk about, recovering insufficiencies. You see a big green or big red candle, it gets recovered sooner or later. Sometimes you see it sooner. This big green candle is recovered, so that's a good thing. That might tell you that Quant has a good chance to reverse. We recovered this, we might get on our way to the upside. Maybe, I'm just saying that. Get above 101, you have 114. Get above 114, it's 131. Those are my levels for Quant to the upside. If we come to the downside on today's candle, we could come and retest this channel. Not today, but if it was today, it would be at around 66 for Quant. That would be an insane discount on Quant. And yet, if we get there, people will just be waiting for lower prices on Quant. That's a problem. When markets dump, everyone's just waiting for lower prices. When markets pump, everyone's just holding on for higher prices, then you get dumped upon. Now, from the low over here, to remain bullish, I think Quant need not break below $80. 80.8, because then you would assume this is a 1 and this is a big pullback in a 2 and we're going for a big 3, and you'd be looking at, okay, if we hold the 80.8, hold it firmly and nicely, then you could say, okay, we came all the way up here down to 80.8. My bounce zone could take me to $203, $269, or $385 Quant. But my friends, all these bounces I'm talking about could happen, but what if it just ranges for a long time until that happens? It takes long for us to get to that target. I mean, I'm in the negative now, disregard it, but imagine that, and then you just, a pull up that takes you all the way to 2024 September or something. God knows. I guess the best thing to do at these times, if you're a holder, hold on, buy it. Bounce zones that I mentioned, that I say we could bounce here, maybe that's a good idea. Buy a small bag there, a tiny bag. If you go lower, you buy a bigger bag. If you go lower, you buy a bigger bag. This is how it goes. You come down, let's say 0.5 Fibonacci, you buy a small bag. 0.618 Fibonacci, I'm buying a bigger bag. 1-to-1 extension, I'm buying a bigger bag. But according to your pockets. Same thing to the upside. If you're a person that doesn't want to hold for long, I pump a bit, I could sell a bit here, take profit. Pump higher, I take profit. That's if you're a holder.
if you're a trader, then these markets are just almost perfect. I mean, we've had some decent moves. We've had some very boring days, but at some days we had some decent moves. All right, guys, I hope you liked the update. If you did, just kindly hit the likes. And I'll see you in the next one. And you could join the free Discord if you wish. If you think my TA has helped you in any way in understanding the markets or taking decisions, or you've made a small bag of profits, $10 or $100 or $1 million, just post it in the comments. Yeah, if you have any questions, post them in the comments. More trades, I'm out.